Seashells by the seashore. The seashells are solid seashells. So if seashells sail on the seashore, I'm sure the seashore sails. To lose my friends don't say with his curtains. Yesterday he came late to the class and the teacher scolded him a lot. John says his cousin brothers made him finish their chores before they let him leave for school. He says they always trouble him and make him do a lot of housework. Oh, slows! His mouth felt really bad. Johnny very nice boy. He lost this service and new one. He very nice to his cousin brothers, despite the ways they treat him. That is very nice of him. We should always forgive people for their mistakes. Have you heard the stories of Cinderella? Once upon a time, there lived a young girl called Cinderella. Cinderella's mother had died and her father had married another schoolmistress who had two daughters. One day, Cinderella's father went to work and never returned. Cinderella was left at the mercy of her stepmother and two stepsisters who made her do all the work of the house. Cinderella is morning already where you are breakfast. Just a moment, stepmother. I'm just bringing it out. As soon as Cinderella has finished the breakfast, the stepmother and stepsister start eating it. Cinderella started her own belly too and was about to eat when her stepsister burst her own belly always. Yes, I hate it. Yes, now that you mention it, it's really horrible. Mother, do something. Cinderella, are you trying to kiss us? What kind of food is this? But stepmother, I haven't made it the way I always made it. How dare you argue with me? Go and make new breakfast for us. Don't you dare do anything else till we have had our breakfast. And see what went on in their house every day. Stepmother and stepsister trouble Cinderella without any reason. But Cinderella loves them still and never ever complains. One day, an announcements were made in the village. Let everybody know. There will be a royal ball at the palace tomorrow night, and the king's son will chiming with Mary's amazing from among the guests. Everybody from the village invited. The village were excited. Even Cinderella's stepmother and stepsister couldn't stop talking about it in the house. and sighed loud Cinderella found out about the ball. The joyous ball, fin chiming, the whole village invited. I would feel my was quickly so we can all go together. What is be just wonderful? Yes, who says anything about you going? You will, you will stay here and polish or shoot you can see your face in them. And so with heavy head, Cinderella saw her stepmother and stepsister set up and knit for the royal balls the next day. Once they had left, she acquired us beastly. Suddenly her room lit up, and Cinderella saw the more beautiful fairies. She could imagine she held in her hand a delicate wand. Who are you? Get up, child. I'm your fairy godmother. I'm here to get you to the royal boss. Really? I never knew I had a fairy godmother. But how will I get to the boss? I don't have anything to wear. You don't worry about that, my child. And so, in just a few minutes, Cinderella was ready for the royal boys. As she thanked her fairy godmother and got aboard the chariot. Caesar, 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 this was the awards of courtesy from the fairy godmother. She remembered to be back home at 12. Otherwise, the bell queen was wear off. Soon, Cinderella arrived at the palace. As she entered, the maid ballroom. Everyone turned to look who this beautiful maiden was. Nobody could recognize her, not even her own stepmother and stepsister. Charming walked to her. May I ever sit down with you? Yes, Your Highness. And so Cinderella and Charming dan together talk out. The the event till Cinderella's host the Celestine's face godmother's words came back to her. She lit the students out of chair before clock struck 12. Without saying a word, she tore away from the fence grasp and ran out of Paris. The fin ran after her. Wait! What you want? Why are you running? I don't ever slow your lamb. But Cinderella did not wait or even look back. Her beautiful crown was already turning into rants against. Her hair was coming loose from the perfect buns that fairy's godmother has made for her. She didn't even stop west on of the grass slippers came up her foot and fell in Paris. Right. She ran out the palace gates and vanished into the darkness on the path that led to her home. On home, she went back to polish in the shoe that had been given to her and decided never to speak to anyone about the boss. A few days later, two men from the palace soldiers at a jail's door. The lady that Benjamin fell in love with left behind her glass slipper at the soil boss. The Finns believed that such a beautiful slipper could fit only his beloved. And so we are asking all the girls in the village to try this slipper. The one whom it fits would be the one the Finn will marry. If you have any girls in the house, please ask them to try this slipper. Oh yes, I'm sure it was one of my daughters. The slipper would fit on a jam. And so both the stepsister tried to fit their boots into the slipper one by one. They spoiled and perished, but couldn't get their foot in. Looks like in weren't the daughters after all. Is there any other young lady in the house? No, there isn't. You can leave. As the king's man made ready to leave. Suddenly, the door of the house was thrown open, and Benjamin himself stood there. Who is this beautiful girl in the after window? Madam, you have lied to us. I demand that the girls be conducted phones and try the slipper. Yes, but she only a servant's girl. Nevertheless, Cinderella, come down her as one. Yes, said mother. The moment Benjamin saw Cinderella, he knew he has found his beloved. He took the slipper from the king's man and slipped it on her foot himself. The slipper fits perfectly. In a moment, Cinderella wore on again, transformed into the beautiful Meredith from the line of the boss. Benjamin took her to the palace with him. Her order that the stepmother and stepsister be punished for lying to the king's man and treating Cinderella so baby and Judith. But being the kindest person that she was, Cinderella at this for to be forgiven. The Finn fell in love with her even more for her generosity, and they lived happily ever after. Wow, dear, how wonderful it is to forgive people. Thank you for telling the stories. I will tell it to John Ju. I'm sure he will like it. Okay, so we go home now. I think it's getting late.
You know, my friend John stayed with his cousin. Yesterday, he came late to the class, and the teachers got him alert. John said his cousin brother made him finish their course before they let him leave for school. He said they always trouble him and make him do lots of housework. Oh no, he must feel really bad. John is a very nice boy. He doesn't disobey anyone. He is very nice to his cousin brother, despite the way they treat him. That is very nice of him. We should always forgive people for their mistake. Have you heard the story of Cinderella? Once upon a time, there lived a young girl called Cinderella. Cinderella's mother had died, so her father had married another woman who has two daughters. One day, Cinderella's father went to work and never returned. Cinderella was left at the mercy of her stepmother and two stepsisters, who made her do all the work of the house. Cinderella, it's morning already. Where's our breakfast? Just a moment, stepmother. I'm just bringing it out. As soon as Cinderella had laid the breakfast, the stepmother and stepsister started eating it. Cinderella served her own plate too, and was about to eat it when her stepsister pushed her plate away. Yuck, I hate it. Yes, now that you mention it, it's really horrible. Mother, do something. Cinderella, are you trying to kill us? What kind of food is this? But stepmother, I have made it the way I always make it. How dare you argue with me? Go and make new breakfast for us. Don't you dare do anything else till we had our breakfast. And that it was went on in the house every day. The stepmother and stepsister troubled Cinderella without any reason. But Cinderella loved them still and never ever complained. One day, an announcement was made in the village. Let everybody know there will be a royal ball at the palace tomorrow night, and the king's son, Prince Charming, will marry a maiden from amongst the guests. Everyone from the village is invited. The whole village was excited. Even Cinderella's stepmother and stepsister could not stop talking about it in the house, and that's how Cinderella found out about the ball. The royal ball, Prince Charming, the whole village is invited. I will finish my work quickly so we can all go together. Won't it be just wonderful? You? Who said anything about you going? You will stay here and polish our shoes till you can see your face in them. And so with a heavy heart, Cinderella saw her stepmother and stepsister dress up and leave for the royal ball. Once they had left, she cried bitterly. Suddenly, her room lit up, and Cinderella saw the most beautiful fairy she could imagine. She held in her hands a delicate wand. Who are you? Get up, my child. I am your fairy godmother. I am here to get you to the royal ball. Really? I never knew I had a fairy godmother. But how will get to the ball? I don't have anything to wear." You don't worry about that, my child." And so, in just a few minutes, Cinderella was ready for the royal ball, as she thanked her fairy godmother and got aboard to the chariot. She received a word of caution from the fairy godmother: "Remember to be back home at 12, otherwise all the spell will wear off." Soon, Cinderella arrived at the palace. As she entered the great ballroom, everyone turned to look who this beautiful maiden was. Nobody could recognize her, not even her own stepmothers and stepsisters. Prince Charming walked to her. "May I have this done with you?" "Yes, your highness." And so Cinderella and Prince Charming danced together throughout the evening.
Don't worry about it.
Throughout the evening, till Cinderella heard the clock strike. Fairy godmother words came back to her. She needed to get out there before the clock struck 12. Without saying a word, she turned away from the prince's grasp and ran out of the palace. The prince ran after her. Wait! What's wrong? Why are you running? I don't even know your name." But Cinderella dared not wait or even look back. Her beautiful gold warmth already turning to grass again, and her hair was coming loose from the perfect bun that the fairy godmother had made for her. She didn't even stop when one of the glass slipper came off her foot and fell in the palace driveway. She ran out of the palace gate and vanished into the darkness of the path that led to her home. Once home, she went back to polishing the shoe that had been given to her and decided never to speak to anyone about the ball. A few days later, 2 men from the palace showed up at the door. The ladies that Prince Charming fell in love with left behind her glass slipper at the royal ball. The prince believed that such a beautiful slipper could only fit his beloved. And so we are asking the girls in the village to try the slipper. The one who it fits would be the one the prince would marry. If you have any girl in the house, please ask them to try this slipper. "Oh yes, I'm sure it's one of my daughter. The slipper would fit one of them." And so both of the stepsisters tried to fit their foot into the slipper one by one. They pushed and pushed, but couldn't get their foot in. Looked like it wasn't your daughter. Looked like it wasn't your daughter after all. After all, is there any other young lady in the house? "No, there isn't. You can leave." As the king's men made ready to leave, suddenly the door of the house was thrown open, and Prince Charming himself stood there. "Who is the beautiful girl in the upstairs window?" "Madam, you have lied to us. I demand that the girl be caught horned and try the slipper." Yes, but she's only a servant girl." "Nevertheless, Cinderella, come down here at once." "Yes, stepmother." The moment Prince Charming saw Cinderella, he knew he had found his beloved. He took the slipper from the king's man and gave it into her foot himself. The slipper fit perfect in a moment. Cinderella was once again transformed into the beautiful maiden from the night of the ball. Prince Charming took her to the palace with him. He ordered that the stepmother and stepsister be punished for lying to the king's man and treating Cinderella so badly and rudely. But being a kind-hearted person, that she was. Cinderella asked for them to be forgiven. The prince fell in love with her even more for her generosity, and they lived happily ever after. Wow, Tia, how wonderful it is to forgive people. Thank you for telling me the story. I will tell it to John too. I'm sure he will like it. Okay, shall we go home now? I think it's getting late. She saw seashells by the seashore. The shells she sells are surely seashells. So if she sells shells on the seashore, I'm sure she sells seashore shells.